of your organizations has a board of directors, and very often they have to look at the money that's coming in and help make decisions about how to do the budget, and quite frankly, it's a tough job for them as well, because they know more can happen. So we're fortunate to have a perspective from a gentleman who's been involved for many years as a board member of Bay Cove Human Services. He is retired now as the Chief Information Officer for John Hancock, but he's involved in the Caring Force, and we're glad that he's also a member of the Caring Force. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Bob Walters.
Thank you, and good morning. People are Bay Cove's primary resource. Without them, we could not provide the outstanding services that we provide today. I have never accepted the adage that nonprofit employment is about the mission, and therefore we should accept lower pay for doing really meaningful work. That makes no sense to me. Our employees have tuition loans to repay, deal with the high cost of Boston housing, and family-related struggles every day. It's our lower-paid employees that are the most vulnerable to life events and are highly dependent on their income. At Hancock, I managed 2,000 IT folks working 3 shifts, 365 days a year, and that had its challenges. One thing I can tell you is that without the dedication of our state's direct care workers, many local commercial enterprises would be negatively impacted. I know mine would have been. My employees were able to come to work each day and focus on their jobs, knowing that their elders and children were being taken care of and taken care of well. It's incredibly important that these direct care workers receive a proper wage and an adequate increase so consistent quality care can be provided to our most vulnerable residents, and to allow our employees to focus on contributing to the economic recovery here in Massachusetts. My family encountered these struggles. We dealt with alcoholic parents, delayed learning situations, and disabilities. I saw it all firsthand. This is why I dedicate myself to helping this important set of services be offered with the greatest efficiency and through this great army of direct care workers. At Bay Cove, we struggle every day with trying to balance our mission, which is rich, full lives for those with the greatest challenges, and managing the resources needed to provide these services. Our people are the key to delivering that mission, and we need help in the form of more overall funding for human services, and specifically, much-needed salary increases for our lower-paid workers. I urge the House, the Senate, and the Governor to include salary reserve funding in this year's budget. If it doesn't happen, we will continue to lose valuable employees because they unfortunately can't afford to continue to work in a sector that they truly love. Thank you for listening and for caring.
Hello and welcome to another edition of your Human Service News and Information. I am Hassan Rashid, and I'll be with you for approximately 25 more minutes. So it's always excellent being here with you, and it is an awful great achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily, weekly, monthly at BeLive CCTV. So with that said, I greet you with the greetings of peace. Okay, before I get into today's broadcast program, I'd like to send out my condolence to all those injured soldiers down at Fort Hood that was the victims of an unnatural catastrophe, okay? And also, while we're speaking right now, another unnatural catastrophe has risen its head down in Royal, Pennsylvania. 19 students have been stabbed. I don't know if there were any deaths, but that's still news, updated, still breaking news. So you stay tuned to CCTV, and perhaps we'll have that rest of that information here before the day's out. So once again, welcome to your Human Service News and Information. I am Hassan Rashid. That video that you saw, the open video, was provided courtesy of the Caring Force, which is a wing of the Massachusetts Council of Human Service Providers, and well, now just known as Providers Council. Okay, they had a successful rally at the State House 1,000 strong showed up yesterday. That was on the 8th of April. They showed up to rally, lobby for funding in the upcoming state budget. So stay tuned. We're going to try to get back to that video again and let you hear some of the proceedings, activities that went on yesterday at the 1,000 strong human service workers that showed up at the State House rally yesterday. Okay, just a few reminders of what's going on right here at CCTV for you before we go any further into our broadcast. A free orientation, if you missed it, free orientation this past April 1st, well, don't fret, there's another one coming up May 5th. That's free orientation of studio tours. You can come out and join, learn, create, and it all starts here. That's 438 Massachusetts Avenue, May 5th, 6:30 p.m. Come and learn how to host a TV show, make a movie, take multimedia classes, become a reporter, learn computers, no experience needed. All you got to do is just show up here at 6:30 p.m., 438 Massachusetts, free orientation tour and studio tour, and the staff and volunteers here will get you on your way. Okay, another thing I'd like to mention, we got a new cablecaster intern, and her name is Hannah, and she is in the control room today getting us on air. Without the help of our cablecasters and volunteers and interns, we wouldn't be able to get this broadcast out to you, or not only this broadcast, but any of the broadcasts that you view at the CCTV's three TV stations. Okay, moving on with the some reminders of what's going on right here at CCTV. There's the Cambridge Community Television Media Training Program capturing the real observational documentary. That's a class, I believe, that's coming up. The dates are April 22nd, 29th, the 6th, 13th, May 6th, May 13th, and May 20th. But the thing is, if you register for this class, you got to attend all of these classes. So it costs us $75 for members and $300 for non-members. That's a prerequisite. CCTV orientation, field camera, one, edit one, and a submitted certification project. Okay, so that's capturing the real observation documentary coming up, and that's observational documentary. That's a very special class, so I advise you to get involved. And one more thing, this thing is this annual activity event that's coming up, happening here at CCTV every year. That's a CCTV PSA Day. Okay, each year CCTV makes the studio and crews available to record 30-second public service announcements for Cambridge nonprofits and city agencies. This year, PSA Day will be held on Wednesday 30th. Don't forget that date. That's April 30th. Thursday, May 1st. PSAs will be shown on CCTV's three community cable channels, 8, 9, and 96. And you receive a digital file to use as you wish. So for more information, you come on out, or you can call 617-661-6900. Again, that's 617-661-6900. And we're at 438 Massachusetts Avenue. And if you're a nonprofit or a city agency and you'd like to come out for PSA Day, you give us a call here, and the receptionist will explain everything to you about CCTV's PSA Day. That's a cost of $50 for CCTV organizational members, and city agencies $75 for others. Okay, CCTV's own Dr. John Lacumuzzi, inspirational speaker, hosting TV, is at it again with his Revelation Grace Conference. That's Saturday, April 26, 2014. And the title of his Christian Faith Ministries for All Nations presents The Right Thinking Leads to Success. Again, that's The Right Thinking Leads to Success. Bring a friend, join us as we hear what the God Word says about this important topic. That's 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., second floor, 628 Somerville Avenue, Somerville, Massachusetts, 02143, at our new location they expressed. Okay, free interest and light meals. That's and the special musical guest performers will be by Miss Helen Nuagabi, musical guest ministering a mini concert. So it's going to be quite a performance and quite a evening with all those of the Revelation of Grace Conference. That's right thinking leads to success. CCTV's own Dr. John Lackey, who's an inspirational speaker. So you'll be hearing much more about that between now and Saturday, April 26th. So once again, that's Dr. John Lackey, The Right Thinking Leads to Success at 628 Somerville Avenue, Somerville, Mass., April 26, 2014. So don't miss that one. If you'd like further information or additional information, you can call us 206-777-5885. Okay, that's LackeyMusic at AOL.com. That's LackeyMusic at AOL.com. So you stay tuned for more information. Okay, moving right along. I'd like to remind you that we've got a few more days for tax submission. If you're filing tax this year and you haven't done so yet, as of yet, well, there's still some free places where you can go. You can get the free tax filed for free, absolutely free. Free tax preparation. You can call the Multi-Service Center at their new location, 362 Green Street, Cambridge, at 617-349-6340, or you can go right over there, 362 Green Street, and inquire about free tax preparation. And it's also 11 Inman Street. That's the Cambridge Economic Opportunity Council at 11 Inman Street, and they're also offering free tax preparations, and also at the main library at Broadway, on Broadway. That's Broadway here in Cambridge, and Harvard University Law School will be holding walk-ins at the main library. That's 449 Broadway Street, right here in Cambridge, and they'll be holding a free tax preparation from 11:20 a.m. 4:30 p.m. So once again, that's Lift at Multi-Service Center, 362 Green Street, CEOC at 11 Inman Street, and the Public Library, Harvard University will be out there, Harvard Law School will be out there offering free tax preparations. There's only just a few more days for that, so I advise you to get on over there now if you haven't done so already. And once again, the Winter Farmers Market is winding down. I think there's about only 2 more weeks left. I think April 27th, that's it, and we'll be going into our spring and summer farmers market, so we'll have more information when that's available. But this Saturday, 5 Chandler Street, Riverside, the Cambridge Community Center, Cambridge Winter Farmers Market, so that'll be winding down too, okay? Tomorrow at the Harvard Axwood Forum at Harvard University, Graduate School of Education, Longfellow, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. That's tomorrow, April 10th to 14th. There will be an important issue will be discussed at the new Harvard Education Press book, Improving Odds for American Children, Future Directions for Policy and Practice. So that's a forum, and I think they're going to have they're going to have a number of special guests out there for that one. But anyway, that's if you're interested in improving the odds for America's children, future directions for policy and practice. That's Asquith Forum at Harvard Graduate School of Education, Longfellow Hall, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Okay. Governor Patrick announces steps to preserve SNAP benefits for 163,000 Massachusetts households. Cross-agency initiatives to restore SNAP cuts included in the federal farm bill. Okay, Governor Patrick announced steps to preserve Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program SNAP benefits for approximately 163,000 households in Massachusetts and avoid the loss of approximately 142 million in SNAP benefits set to be cut under the recent enactment of federal farm bill. And we're talking about Governor Patrick. I think the House was supposed to release the fiscal year 15 budget today, but we don't have an update on that. But as soon as we get that, we're going to bring that to you too. And guess what? Child adult star Mickey Rooney. I know some of you old timers probably remember who Mickey Rooney was, but he died at 93 years old. I remember Mickey when I was a child. Okay, Governor Deval Patrick has announced more than $25 million in funding to help create more than 335 units of housing for veterans, the homeless, and very low-income families as the state works to reduce the number of homeless families living in hotels. So that's some good news. So once again, that's Governor Patrick announces $25 million for 335 new mass housing units for homeless, veterans, and elderly, and some much needed help for the homeless, veterans, and the elderly. Domestic leaders in Massachusetts House are preparing, I was just telling you about this, to unveil their proposed state budget for official year that begin in July. The budget plans to be released, that's today, but we don't have an update on that, so I haven't seen it. But I know it was planned to be released today. Follows the unveiling in January of Governor Patrick's proposed $36.2 billion spending plan for fiscal year 2015. Democrat House Speaker Robert DeLeo has already promised that the House budget will have no new taxes or fees. Republicans' House are faulting a budget order that they say prohibits any additional increase in local aid or school funding and prevents changes to the state welfare program from being debated as part of the budget. Patrick said his budget would expand early education, help close the achievement gap in school, ensure affordable health care, and address violence among young people and urban areas. Okay, since we're just hit on violence by young people, we still have an unsolved drive-by murder in the city of Cambridge. Miss Charlene Haig, who was also a member of CCTV, the murder of Charlene Haig, drive-by shooting, is still unsolved. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if the public at large, our viewers base, are putting pressure on the city and the city's police department to step up that investigation. We can't let a murder roam around among us, and unapprehended, Shelter and housing for homeless families, historically funding the governor 2015 budget. We're back on that subject. Budget proposal is important to every family to have the basic security of a place to live when children become homeless. That opportunity to succeed in schools and in life is significantly reduced. Our new budget brief examines the governor's funding proposal for affordable housing and shelter for families, and it puts those proposals in historical context. In the late 1990s, Massachusetts dramatically reduced funding for affordable housing for low-income households. Before 1993, the state paid for almost 20,000 rental vouchers to help families pay for housing. By 2013, the state was funding only 5,600 such vouchers, as funding for housing vouchers has been cut. Spending on family shelters has been risen considerably. In our current difficult economic times, growing numbers of families have been unable to afford market rate housing, and this has led to increased state costs to provide shelters. So everybody's interested in what the House has done with this year's budget. As soon as that information is out, we'll get that to you, okay? We got something here about a recommend. Human service jobs in Massachusetts, With 140,000 people working in human services in Massachusetts, employment in the field has increased nearly 50% between 2003 and 2011, a recent report from the University of Massachusetts Donahue Institute revealed. The Providers Council, statewide association of health and human service agencies, commissioned the Beyond Social Value report released Wednesday. The report highlights the growing need for government financial assistance for the growing human service sector, which creates jobs for substantial abuse problems, child welfare, the elderly, and other health care issues, said Providers Council President and CEO Michael Weeks. And talking about Michael Weeks, that was him on the video that opened the program. He is addressing the 1,000-strong lobbyists for human service funding that was held yesterday at the State House. So we're going to try to get back to that before we leave the air, okay? We're gonna, we're just winding down to the last end of it, but there's always never enough time to just do everything that we intend to. But I'd like to tell you one thing, that we're gonna focus back here on Cambridge. Okay, some of you may be aware of the homeless shelter known as Bread and Jams, which has a long history, about maybe 10, 20, 30-year history at Harvard Square. Well, the homeless shelter known as Bread and Jam, after having their federal funding cut by the Department of Housing Urban Development, HUD, has been forced to relocate from their present dwelling, 50 Quincy Street, Cambridge, Mass. 02138, to a new venue. If they are able to find a new home. Bread and Jam purpose and use in Harvard Square for years has been to faithfully provide homeless individuals with a safe, supporting drop-in environment where they could get off the streets, address basic needs for hygiene, nutrition, and clothing, and access case management and other supportive services furnished by program staff and staff from other homeless programs. Now, without the possibility of a home, these valuable community services for the homeless won't be provided any longer. So if you're sensitive to this issue, I advise you to contact your elected officials and tell them we need to salvage or restore the homeless shelter known as Bread and Jam. So you'll be hearing more about that in the upcoming days. We're supposed to have a guest interview with Miss Carolyn James, a Harvard School of Design master's student who is forming a committee to restore Bread and Jams, but unfortunately she wasn't able to come today. So hopefully we can get her in a pass. We can get her back here in the future at your Human Service News and Information and tell her about her odyssey to restore the homeless shelter known as Bread and Jam. You know, I'm Hassan Rashid, and you know about this time out. You know what I always say. I advise you to keep your nose clean, play it straight, and don't forget to assist someone that is in need of your help. And until next time, I leave you with the greetings of peace, and let's see if we can get back to this video about the 1,000-strong supporters of human service workers from all over the state that have been converged down the State House at the Massachusetts State House yesterday. So until I see you again, I leave you with the greetings of peace.
You know, each one of your organizations has a board of directors, and very often they have to look at the money that's coming in and help make decisions about how to do the budget, and quite frankly, it's a tough job for them as well, because they know more can happen. So we're fortunate to have a perspective from a gentleman who's been involved for many years as a board member of Bay Cove Human Services. He is retired now as the Chief Information Officer for John Hancock, but he's involved in the Caring Force, and we're glad that he's also a member of the Caring Force. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Bob.